A solemn farewell today for the first Canadian soldier to die in this country's mission against ISIS. As Sergeant Andrew Doiron was laid to rest in Ottawa, questions remain about the events that led to his death and the impact it will have on the mission. But for hundreds of his friends and family, today was about saying goodbye. Ashley Burke reports.
The final journey for Sergeant Andrew Doiron, a 31-year-old Special Forces operator who lived and breathed the military, according to loved ones. More than 600 fellow military members, family, and friends were here for an emotional farewell. The family requested the service inside be private.
He's an old friend, so just going to see him.
Outside the church, a military honor guard met Doiron's remains.
They should know that all Canadians appreciate the sacrifice.
A small group of strangers braved a cold, wintry day on the streets of Ottawa.
That's pretty hard to explain in words. It just brings it real to all of us, I think. Sacrifice.
Doiron was on his 5th tour of duty, this time in Iraq, where Canadians are training Iraqi Kurdish forces to fight ISIS. Just over a week ago, things went terribly wrong at a checkpoint. Doiron was shot by the Kurdish troops. 3 others in his team were hit too and are still being treated. Investigations into the incident continue. Today, Kurdish Canadians wanted to pay their respects.
ISIS is a threat to all humanity, and I think he sacrificed himself for all humanity.
Doiron's death comes as the Canadian government faces a deadline early next month, whether to continue the mission or pull out. The defense minister says Canada remains committed to fighting ISIS.
We should not let one tragic error derail a critically important military operation.
But the opposition says the mission needs to be looked at again.
You can't just say, oh, well, that was one mistake. We have to get to the bottom of it and frankly assess whether we should still be there or not.
This defense analyst thinks public support for the mission will remain high.
I don't really see much change, at least yet, in terms of how the deaths proceed.
But for many today, the focus was on Doiron himself and a last goodbye as he heads to his final resting place at the National Military Cemetery. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Ottawa.
And an update on the 3 soldiers injured in the incident that killed Sergeant Doiron. 2 of them are still being treated in the region and will return to active duty once they are cleared. A 3rd is being treated in Canada and is expected to recover.